Take a good look, Scully.
What am I looking at?
30 loggers working a clear-cutting contract in Washington State. Rugged, manly men in the full bloom of their manhood.
Right, but what am I looking for?
Anything strange, unexplainable, unlikely? Boyfriend?
I don't know, I give up, Mulder.
You give up? Funny, that's apparently what the Federal Forest Service has done as well.
Why, what happened to them?
In a word, they vanished. Or so it would appear. This is Doug Spinney and Stephen Teague. They call themselves monkey wrenchers, the guys who drive spikes into trees, sabotage logging equipment, and otherwise make life miserable for lumberjacks and lumber mills.
Eco-terrorists or militant environmentalists.
Right. 2 weeks ago, the group of loggers I just showed you radioed a message that Spinney and Teague had gone on a spree, spiking trees, sabotaging equipment, and causing general mischief. 1 week later, all radio communication was cut off.
Do they know why?
No. The lumber company that employs the men has asked the Federal Forest Service to look into the matter. 2 officials were sent in a week ago, and no one has heard from them since.
It appears as if these monkey wrenchers are doing more than just a little mischief making.
That's what the lumber company and the Federal Forest Service are accusing. They've asked the FBI to investigate. I had to pull a few strings to make sure we got the case.
For an eco-terrorism case? Do I dare ask why?
In 1934, long before anyone even knew what an eco-terrorist was, a WPA crew working that same area vanished without a trace. Not one of those men was ever found or heard from again.
And you suspect what? Bigfoot?
Not likely. That's a lot of flannel to be choking down, even for Bigfoot. Come on, Scully, it'll be a nice trip to the forest.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to suggest that we sleep with the lights on. Do you think they would have taken me more seriously if I wore the gray suit?
Mulder, your testimony, you sounded so...
I don't care how it sounded, as long as it was the truth. And where were you? Your testimony was important.
I was called into a meeting by Assistant Director Skinner.
What did he want?
Just wanted to reel me in.
I'm not taking my eyes off him.
Mulder,
he needs
wait.
to kill. He'll do it the first chance he can, but he won't kill the old couple. He won't be that obvious. Toombs didn't remain a secret for 100 years by not being careful. Think of him as an animal. He'll only kill out of necessity or self-defense. If he makes an attempt, I'll be there to stop him.
Okay, well then I'll keep surveillance with you.
I'll watch it. If he can't be tied to the most recent evidence, you'll have to go back to the earlier murders to prove it was him.
That was 30 or 60 years ago.
There's no statute of limitation on murder.
Mulder, that's going to entail unorthodox methods of investigation.
Look, Scully, if you're resistant because you don't believe, I'll respect that. But if you're resistant because of some bureaucratic pressure, they've not only reeled you in, they've already skinned you.
Mulder, it's getting a bit ripe in here, don't you think?
Pine scented.
Oh.
Better? Toombs hasn't come out of the house all day. I sat through a Phillies game, an Orioles game, and 4 hours of Baba Booey. When it got dark, I took a walk around the block. You have that sandwich that I asked you to bring?
It's liverwurst. Mulder, you know that proper surveillance requires 2 pairs of agents, one pair relieving the other after 12 hours.
Article 30, paragraph 8.7.
This isn't about doing it by the book. This is about you not having slept for 3 days. Mulder, you're going to get sloppy and you're going to get hurt. It's inevitable at this point.
A request for other agents to stake out Toombs would be denied, so then we have no grounds.
Well, then I'll stay here. You go home.
They're out to put an end to the X-Files, Scully. I don't know why, but any excuse will do. Now, I don't really care about my record, but you'd be in trouble just sitting in this car. And I'd hate to see you carry an official reprimand in your career file because of me.
Fox.
And I even made my parents call me Mulder. So. Mulder.
Mulder, I wouldn't put myself on the line for anybody but you.
If there's an iced tea in that bag, it could be love.
Must be fate, Mulder. Root beer. You're delirious. Go home and get some sleep.
Here, take my sandwich. I only had one bite. You're gonna want it later, believe me. And you'll call me if anything happens, immediately. I'll be here. Oh, and 11:30, station 790, Pete Rose late night sports talk radio show.
He was killed in Chinatown, gangland style, allegedly by the Triads, although no arrests were ever made. Now, Mulder, if you're going to tell me that you think Michelle Bishop saw a poltergeist...
Hey, you're the one that found the lesion on Barbala's body. You said it could have been caused by an intense concentration of electrothermal energy.
Could have been being the operative phrase. Now, I'm not going to know for sure until the lab results are in, and even then...
Well, why is it still so hard for you to believe, even when all the evidence suggests extraordinary phenomena?
Because sometimes...
What?
Looking for extreme possibilities makes you blind to the probable explanation right in front of you. This is the face that Michelle Bishop saw. She walked right by here and she saw the face of Charlie Morris. Which means that there weren't any ghosts flying around the precinct.
Do you have the police report describing Morris's death?
Yeah, I have what's been declassified. Why?
Does it describe how he was murdered?
Yes, I told you, it was a signature hit.
Give me the grisly details.
His arm was severed just below the shoulder, presumably by a chainsaw, and his right eye was gouged out.
This is what Michelle did to a dozen dolls in her shrink's office. Hell of a coincidence, wouldn't you say? Now, before we discount anything, I think we should find out more about Charlie Morris. How was the wedding?
You mean the part where the groom passed out or the dog bit the drummer?
Did you catch the bouquet?
Maybe. So is that what you couldn't talk to me about over the phone?
A project that everyone says doesn't exist, does exist.
The Icarus Project?
The next generation in jet engine design, capable of doubling current supersonic speeds using half the fuel, at least in theory.
And Ronald Cernow was an aeronautical scientist who worked on it here at the university.
Yes.
How close are they?
I'm not sure, but Cernow's the second scientist on the team to die in the last 6 months.
Okay, but how is this an X-file? Mulder, you don't think this has anything to do with UFO technology?
There's something unexplainable here, Scully, but it's certainly not unidentifiable.
Mulder, you've been through this tape 100 times. What exactly are you hoping to find?
I don't know.
And all he told you was to watch Channel 8?
Yeah, that's all he said.
Do we even know why the suspect was being chased?
As far as I can tell, he wouldn't pull over for a moving violation.
Well, that ought to put him on the 10 most wanted list.
There's got to be something here. Some detail. Something we're not seeing.
How do you know he's not just yanking your chain, this deep throat character?
Why would he do that?
Well, he has lied to you by his own admission.
I don't think he'd call if there wasn't something here. Something I'm supposed to see. Something he wants me to see.
Then what are you missing?
Did he bite you?
No, but he tried to.
Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock. We should check with the doctor's housekeeper about the car while we're out here.
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
I mean, this has reached the point of absurdity, Mulder. We're out here on half a hunch, off of a cryptic phone call, chasing down a clue that's based on nothing but speculation.
Well, that's all we've got.
That's all he's given us. Who is this deep throat character? I mean, we don't know anything about him. What his name is, what he does.
He's in a delicate position. He has access to information, and indiscretion could expose him.
You don't know that this isn't just a game with him. He's toying with you, rationing out the facts.
Do you think he does it because he gets off on it?
No. I think he does it because you do. Wait a second. Mulder? I just want to say that I was wrong.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
No, If you'd have listened to me, we wouldn't be here right now. I should know by now to trust your instincts.
Why? Nobody else does.
You know, I've always held science as sacred. I've always put my trust in the accepted facts. And what I saw last night, for the first time in my life, I don't know what to believe.
Whatever it is you do believe, Scully, when you walk into that room, nothing sacred will hold.
Hello?
Hey, Scully, it's me.
Where are you?
They're shutting us down, Scully.
What?
They called me in tonight. And they said they're going to reassign us to other sections.
Who told you that?
Skinner. He said word came down from the top of the executive branch.
Mulder.
It's over, Scully.
Well, you have to lodge a protest. They can't.
Yes, they can.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not gonna give up. I can't give up. Not as long as the truth is out there.